What if I told you that SB19 is being noticed far beyond what most fans realize? Not just by fans, not just by local media, but quietly, by people in the global music industry who usually focus on the biggest names in the world. The real question is no longer whether SB19 is popular. The real question is, how far has their influence actually reached? Because global recognition doesn't always arrive with massive headlines or viral announcements. Sometimes it begins in much smaller ways. A reaction video, a media mention, a comparison made by industry insiders. Small moments that seem insignificant at first, but later reveal a much bigger story. SB19's rise is a perfect example of this modern path to success. They didn't break into global conversations through a single overnight breakthrough. Instead, they built their presence step by step, audience by audience, performance by performance. And because of that, their recognition appears in layers, some visible, some hidden, and some still unfolding. To understand this journey, we first need to look at the people who recognized the shift before the rest of the world did. Every major success story leaves clues long before it reaches its biggest moment. For SB19, those clues started appearing inside the music industry itself. Among the most respected voices was Ryan Cayabyab, one of the pillars of original Filipino music. As conversations about the future of Filipino music evolved, SB19 increasingly became part of those discussions. Not simply as another successful group, but as a symbol of where the industry could be heading. Another important figure was Jonathan Manalo, a key force behind modern Ppop production. He highlighted how SB19 represents a new direction for Filipino music. More global, more performance-driven, and more competitive on the international stage. That kind of recognition may not generate headlines, but it carries enormous weight. Why does this matter? Because industry respect often comes before worldwide fame. The people closest to the business usually notice major shifts before the public does. And in many ways, SB19 was already beginning to change the conversation. Then came another turning point, one that didn't happen in boardrooms or industry meetings. It happened online. Across YouTube, creators from the United States, Brazil, Indonesia, Europe, and other parts of the world started discovering SB19 for the first time. And something interesting happened again and again. Many of these creators clicked on an SB19 performance expecting to see a regional boy group. Their expectations were modest. Their curiosity was casual. But within minutes, their reactions completely changed. You can actually see the moment happen. The surprise, the disbelief, the sudden realization that they're watching something far bigger than they expected. Powerful vocals, precise choreography, and commanding stage presence quickly replaced every assumption they had before pressing play. Those reactions became more than entertainment. They became gateways. Every new viewer introduced SB19 to another audience that may never have searched for Ppop on their own. One reaction led to another. One recommendation led to another. Slowly, a global audience began to form. But perhaps one of the strongest signs of recognition is something many people overlook: comparison. At first, comparisons may not seem important. Yet in the music industry, they often signal that an artist has entered a much bigger conversation. Think about it. How often do people compare SB19's performances, work ethic, stage presence, and growth to major international acts? Those comparisons don't happen by accident. They happen because people believe an artist belongs in the discussion. Nobody compares unknown artists to global stars. Nobody places average performers alongside elite acts. Comparison is recognition. It's proof that people see something special. And whether fans realize it or not, SB19 has increasingly become part of those conversations. What's even more fascinating is that some of the biggest success stories in music history followed a similar pattern. First, loyal fans noticed. Then industry insiders paid attention. Then the media caught on. And eventually, the world noticed. So the question is, Could SB19 be approaching that same moment? It's a possibility worth considering, because when you look closely at their journey, many of the ingredients behind major global success are already there. A growing international fandom, consistent releases, strong engagement, global performances, and perhaps most importantly, momentum. Momentum can change everything. Once it begins building, opportunities start appearing faster than expected. More people discover the music, more conversations begin, more attention follows. What starts as curiosity can eventually become recognition. And right now, SB19 clearly has that momentum. Many fans often wonder whether any major international celebrity has publicly supported SB19. The honest answer is that there hasn't been a headline-making celebrity endorsement that suddenly changed everything overnight. But history shows that success rarely works that way. Most of the time, celebrities don't create success. They notice it. Artists who consistently grow their audience, improve their craft, and build loyal fan communities naturally attract attention from people across the industry. Recognition is often a result of success, not the cause of it. And that's exactly what makes SB19's story so interesting. They haven't relied on trends or viral celebrity moments. They've built their reputation through hard work, strong performances, and the support of fans who have stayed with them throughout their journey. That's a foundation that often leads to long-term success. And while public recognition is easy to see, some of the most important moments happen quietly. A producer discovers a performance clip, an artist hears a song recommendation, an industry executive notices growing numbers. Most of these moments never make headlines, but they matter. Because behind every major breakthrough are countless unseen moments that helped make it possible. There's another reason SB19 continues attracting attention around the world: their story. The music industry is filled with talented artists, but audiences often connect most strongly with authentic stories. Stories of struggle, persistence, growth, stories that feel real. And SB19's journey contains all of those elements. Their success wasn't handed to them. They faced challenges, setbacks, and uncertainty along the way. Yet they continued moving forward, building their career step by step. That's something people understand no matter where they come from. Hard work is universal. Determination is universal. The desire to overcome obstacles and achieve something meaningful connects people across cultures and languages. That's why so many international viewers become invested after learning about SB19. They're not only discovering music, they're discovering a story. And stories have a unique way of traveling beyond borders. Which brings us back to an important question. How many people in the global music industry are already aware of SB19? The answer is probably more than most people realize. The entertainment industry is highly connected. Artists, producers, managers, executives, and creators constantly share recommendations and discoveries. When an act begins doing something remarkable, people notice. And SB19's rise has certainly been remarkable. Not simply because they found success, but because they built that success on their own terms, without shortcuts, without waiting for someone else to create opportunities for them. They created their own path. And that's one of the reasons their story continues to stand out. As their audience grows, their visibility grows with it. And increased visibility naturally creates more opportunities, more connections, and more recognition. It's a cycle that appears to be moving in their favor, which raises perhaps the most exciting possibility of all. What if the biggest breakthrough hasn't happened yet? What if the most important collaboration, opportunity, or global recognition is still ahead? It's impossible to know for certain, but growth always leaves clues, and SB19 continues leaving those clues everywhere they go. The audience is growing, the reach is expanding, the momentum is building, and their story is still being written. So what do you think? Which international artist would you love to see collaborate with SB19 in the future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more SB19 stories and music industry deep dives. Because one thing is certain, SB19's journey is far from over, and their most exciting chapter may still be ahead.